Nader, champion of the waves. First national challenge. A week later, Nader stood at the gates of the National Youth Training Center, a vast, high-tech complex in the capital city. Everything felt different. The swimmers were faster, the coaches stricter, and the competition ruthless. Nader was assigned a shared dorm room with a friendly swimmer named Yousef, who greeted him with a smile. "So, you're the boy from Marjana? I heard you beat Rami. That's not easy." Nader laughed shyly. "It wasn't just me. The sea helped too." The next morning, training began at 5 a.m. sharp. The national coach, Coach Lina, was firm and intense. She wasted no time and pushed the swimmers to their limits. Endless laps, resistance drills, and underwater breath-holding competitions. During a break, Yousef warned Nader, "There's someone you should watch out for. Khalid. He's the top swimmer here and doesn't like new stars." Sure enough, that afternoon Nader met Khalid, tall, muscular, with eyes like steel. "So you're the village hero," Khalid said coldly. "Let's see if you survive the qualifying race next week." Nader answered calmly, "I didn't come here to fight anyone, only to race." Khalid smirked. "Then prepare to lose, Sea-Boy." Days passed. Nader trained harder than ever. He called his father every evening, who reminded him, "Remember who you are. Waves are strong, but you've learned to move with them, not against them." Finally, the day of the national team qualifier arrived. Only 3 swimmers would be chosen to represent the country in the International Junior Swim Championship. Nader stood on the platform beside Khalid, Yousef, and 10 others. The crowd was silent. "On your marks, set, go." They dove into the water. Nader blocked everything else from his mind. Stroke after stroke, he focused only on one thing: the wall. In the final stretch, it was neck and neck, Nader and Khalid. No one could tell who was ahead. Then, a splash. A hand hit the wall. Everyone turned to the scoreboard. And the winner was Nader. Khalid stared in disbelief. Coach Lina raised her eyebrows, then smiled slightly. She walked up to Nader and said, "Welcome to the national team, Nader. But be warned, this was only the beginning." Title: Nader, champion of the waves. The deepest test weeks passed, and Nader trained with the national team in preparation for the International Junior Swim Championship held that year in Istanbul. It was the biggest moment of his life, an international competition with the world watching. Before the flight, his father gave him a small seashell from the shores of Marjana. "For luck," he said. Nader held it tight. "For strength," he whispered, in Istanbul. The atmosphere at the Olympic Arena was electric. Teams from all over the world, flags waving, cameras flashing. Nader, Yousef, and a third swimmer named Tariq would compete in the 4x100-meter relay. The pressure was intense. Coach Lina gathered them and said, "You've trained hard. You've earned this. Now swim like your country is behind you, and because it is." The race began. First swimmer, Tariq, fast, but slightly behind. Second, Yousef, strong, steady, gained some ground. Third, Khalid. Yes, Khalid had been added as a reserve. His performance was flawless, and now, it was Nader's turn. He dove in like a missile. Every stroke was power, every breath was timing. But beside him, the American swimmer was keeping pace. It was a dead heat. Nader remembered his father's words: the sea, the waves, and the struggles. He poured everything into the final meters. Last stretch. The wall. Slap. The arena went silent. Then the screen lit up. Gold medal. Team Nader, first place. The crowd roared. Nader couldn't believe it. His teammates lifted him on their shoulders. Coach Lina, usually stern, had tears in her eyes. That night, as he stood alone on the balcony of his hotel, looking at the stars over the Bosphorus, Nader held the seashell in his palm. "I did it, Baba. I rode the wave all the way." Final scene. Back in Marjana, the villagers gather to greet their hero. Children run into the sea, copying his strokes.